Hamworth, or are they? No, they're Berkshire Duroc crosses, the Scotches, and that is a heritage. Those are both heritage breed of hogs. You can see what partly phenotypically with the way their body looks that makes them a heritage breed, and see how round their backs are. You know the expression "eating high on the hog."
Yeah.
That refers to the pork chops. That's the very best cut of meat on a pork is at the top of their back. And so when you say you're eating high on the hog, you're literally eating the highest point on the hog. And that's important to a farmer like me because in order to make all of this work, I need to be able to sell the whole animal. So it means that people have to reacquaint themselves with their crock pots and Dutch ovens again and learn how to braise shanks and make other cuts of meat, because not every cut on a pig is pork chops and bacon. There's other stuff out there too. And so often one of the best ways to support local farms is to buy the cuts that you wouldn't normally buy and learn how to cook them. There's a wonderful, wonderful book called All About Braising by Molly Stevens that has just fabulous recipes on cooking a lot of these kind of cuts that aren't so common, that you don't necessarily see on cooking television shows, but they have the most flavor. And the parts of the animal that are used the most are the most nutritious as well. And they have a lot of gelatin in them, and they have, you know, if you're cooking with the bones, you're getting all their mineralization from the bones into a stock or into a braise, and all that stuff is really, really good for your joints. The old cure, you know, one of the old remedies that people had when they had arthritic hands was to eat chicken stock, and you can also eat pork stock and beef stock, and that gelatin is extremely important for the lubrication of our joints. So anyways, it's really, really crucial if we're going to come back to wholeness in our farms and our kitchens and our lives, that we learn to appreciate the whole animal from snout to tail. These pigs eat a locally milled organic feed, in addition to their diet of grass, and they love, it's pretty dry right now, but they love to, when it rains a little bit and the ground is a little more easy for them to work, they love to turn this grass over just like a rototiller would. They have little shovels at the end of their nose. There's a plow built right in there, and they'll till your garden up for you real nice. So they're all muddy because they love to lay in the mud, especially when they get hot. They don't sweat, so one of their favorite ways to cool off is to go lay in a big wallow, a big wet pig mud pile, and that is a pig heaven right there. And so they spend their days out under here, under this portable shade structure, and we move them every time they eat a ton of feed. We move them to a new half acre or more of grass, and that allows them fresh access to grass, a clean place to lay down, and it also allows the area where they were to fully regenerate. So where they're standing right now won't have hogs again on it for probably 6 months. We really let it redevelop, and in the process there's so much fertility that comes from that. If you leave them on a spot for too long, they will really destroy the soil integrity, and that soil doesn't repair for dozens and dozens, if not 100 years. So hogs are something we like to manage really well because they can be incredibly, incredibly potent fertility activators, but they also can be really destructive on the soil. So we're really careful in how we manage their very, very formidable noses.